This is the story of Europe's largest contiguous UNESCO historic zone, learning to grow without losing its soul, seen through the eyes of an architect who studied here and still walks these streets every day. From Gothic spires piercing the sky to contemporary brownfield rebirths, we'll unpack how Prague layers history with innovation. This is Makipolis, exploring spaces that shape lives. Prague's historic core spans 8.6 square kilometers and has been continuously inhabited and preserved for over 1,100 years, with roots tracing back to the 9th century as one of Europe's longest settled urban sites. In 1992, it became one of the first 12 sites inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in its entirety, celebrated for its organic urban development over a millennium. This isn't a static museum, it's a living tapestry where medieval alleys feed into 20th century boulevards. In 2024, the city welcomed 8.1 million international visitors, a 9% increase over 2023. Yet the vast majority of the protected area looks almost identical to photographs taken in 1900. That preservation isn't accidental. It's enforced by one of Europe's strictest regimes, including height limits that safeguard the iconic skyline of over 100 spires, a nickname earned from the Gothic towers that dominate the horizon. Prague now houses over 1.3 million registered inhabitants, but the real daytime figure often swells to around 1.8 to 2 million people with commuters, seasonal workers, and tourists, turning the core into a vibrant employment and visitor hub amid historic bridges and museums. What makes Prague's core a masterclass in urban evolution is its seamless layering of architectural epochs, each influencing the next without erasure. The foundations lie in Romanesque remnants from the 10th to the 12th centuries, like the basaltic rotunda of St. Longinus, one of the oldest buildings in the city, symbolizing early fortified settlements along the Vltava River. The Gothic era, 14th to 15th centuries, exploded into vertical ambition. Pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses defined landmarks like St. Vitus Cathedral, whose unfinished nave, started in 1344, still evokes the era's spiritual height. This verticality, with spires reaching 96 meters, set the tone for the City of 100 Spires, a panorama protected today by zoning laws that cap new builds at levels invisible from key viewpoints like Petrin Hill. Renaissance influences arrived in the 16th century via Italian masters, softening Gothic austerity with symmetrical facades and classical orders, seen in the ballgame hall of Prague Castle, where arcades blend humanism with medieval might. But it was the high Baroque of the early 18th century that injected opulence. Undulating curves, dramatic domes, and illusionistic frescoes transformed the city under Habsburg patronage. Think of the Church of St. Nicholas, its green copper dome a counterpoint to Gothic towers, or the Baroque statuary on Charles Bridge, where 30 statues from 1680 contrast the bridge's 1357 Gothic engineering. Even later waves, Rococo flourishes in the 18th century palaces, 19th century neoclassicism in the National Theatre, and the unique Cubist phase of 1910 to 1920, Prague's only native modern style, with angular facades like the House of the Black Madonna, blends seamlessly into the core without ever overwhelming it. UNESCO praises this authenticity: minimal damage in World War II, minimal post-war demolitions, and a 1971 preservation decree that froze over 2,000 protected structures. It's this layered blend of styles that makes Prague not just pretty, but profoundly readable, a city where every corner tells a chronological story. Prague's current wave of developments marries parametric design with heritage sensitivity, focusing on brownfields to spare greenfields. One standout project is Masarycka by Zaha Hadid Architects, adjacent to Masaryk railway station. The main structure and facade were completed in 2023, featuring two polycentric golden towers rising to 66 and 88 meters. the tallest permitted without breaching panorama rules. The facade's parametric curves echo Baroque flourishes, clad in perforated aluminum for natural ventilation, reducing energy use by 30%. Now, works focus on the elevated public deck, a 10,000 square meter platform over the tracks, creating a seamless lid that unites Prague districts with retail podiums, green roofs, and direct access to platforms and Metro Line B. Full completion, including this integrated transport hub, is set for 2026. Awarded for exceptional urban design in 2025, it exemplifies how parametric tools simulate light and shadow to preserve views from the castle. Another key development is Savarin by Thomas Heatherwick Studio in collaboration with Jakob Segler Architects. This 15,000 square meter complex began restoration of a 17th century Baroque palace in 2019, with the first phase completed in August 2024. The intervention carves a luminous atrium through the historic shell, with biophilic elements like vertical gardens and undulating glass fins that filter light like Gothic stained glass. The full complex, including new courtyards, green terraces, and expanded public spaces, is expected to be completed around 2028 to 2029. Perhaps the most ambitious transformation is taking place at Europe's largest central brownfield in Holesovice, master-planned by CMC Architects and A69. This site targets 11,000 apartments for 27,000 inhabitants by 2040. It includes 250,000 square meters of offices, a primary school, kindergarten, and a 10-hectare central park with native wetlands for biodiversity. Urbanistically, it employs a 15-minute city grid, blocks capped at 30 meters, with 40% public space and modular facades allowing future adaptations. Notably, this site will also host the Vltava Philharmonic Hall, a landmark cultural project designed by Bjarke Ingels Group, BIEG, featuring 3 music halls. The main one seating 1,800 with rotating pedal-like seats for optimal acoustics, a 500-seat chamber hall, and a 700-seat multifunctional space, plus rehearsal areas, a creative hub for the Prague Municipal Library, and public terraces offering panoramic views. With building permits expected mid-2026 and construction starting in 2027, it transforms industrial remnants into a vibrant arts quarter, blending performance venues with residential edges to activate the Vltava River waterfront, a true symbol of Prague's cultural evolution. Close by, Rohan Island is revitalizing a former port on the Vltava River bend through a master plan with mixed block development, adding 3,200 apartments, including residences designed by the New York-based studio Liebeskind. The centerpiece will be the planned 12-hectare Menini Park, envisioned as Prague's largest new green space in decades, featuring riparian buffers for flood control, passive solar orientation, and Baroque-inspired shaded alleys, all integrated into a flexible urban grid with courtyards and community spaces. Currently, a popular cycle path runs along the edge, with phased completion of the full neighborhood and park expected through the 2030s. By 2030 and beyond, the new Blue Metro Line D, currently under construction with ongoing challenges, aims to connect Prague's southern districts to the city center, easing congestion on existing lines. Upon completion, it's expected to transport around 100,000 passengers daily. The initial section is projected to open around 2030 to 2031, with the full line, including further extension into the heart of the city, targeted for around 2036. Separately, a direct rail link to Václav Havel Airport is progressing toward 2030, running from Masarycka railway station in the center through upgraded stations like Davis and Vltava, with a new branch directly to the airport terminals, cutting the journey to just 25 minutes with 9 stops and diverting millions of car trips annually. Currently, the trip from the center to the airport takes 30 to 40 minutes by bus combined with metro or tram. Emerging ideas like vertical extensions on historic cubist buildings point to a denser yet greener urban core. Prague isn't just a fairy tale postcard, it's a living proof that history and progress can breathe together. From Gothic spires that still touch the sky to new decks and parks rising on old brownfields, it shows what's possible when a city refuses to choose between its soul and its future. But it also asks us, how much do we protect before we preserve it to stillness? Can we keep the magic while welcoming tomorrow? I'm Maki, and this is Makipolis, my journey to uncover how spaces shape our lives. What can your city learn from Prague? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe for more urban stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.